So let's talk about some big news here. Okay, so a lot of the hubbub that caused the wick down to 91 or so this morning was that the Department of Justice is now cleared to sell 6.5 billion in Bitcoin that was seized from Silk Road. So this is some interesting timing, and the politically minded might say this is a vindictive move by the Biden administration to kind of screw up the plans that Trump have of making a Bitcoin reserve, right? His whole plan was, at a minimum, let's just not sell the Bitcoin we already have. However, if you dig in a little bit deeper, it is not that at all from what I can read. So it's not a political vindictive statement going on the way out just to ruin those plans and sell off a third of the Bitcoin the US owns, which is dumb, in my opinion. However, when we dig in a little bit, the Department of Justice has been authorized to sell approximately 69,370 Bitcoin seized in connection with the Silk Road darknet marketplace, a haul currently valued at around 6.5 billion, DB News reported on Wednesday. The decision is set to end a years-long legal battle dispute over who actually owns this Bitcoin. So it's not the Biden administration saying, haha, screw you, we're leaving, we're going to ruin your plans. There's actually been an ongoing legal dispute over years over who actually owns this Bitcoin, because someone turned it in and they stayed state's witness and went in, not necessarily like witness protection, but they actually managed to stay private. And so someone else is arguing, no, this was actually our Bitcoin and this guy stole it from us. So this has been a years-long dispute, and the judge just finally ruled. So let's dive in here. This is actually a little bit of an old news thing, but most people, myself included, just didn't see it. So on December 30th, a federal judge ruled in favor of the Department of Justice's request to liquidate the crypto assets. Battleborn Investments, which had asserted a claim to the Bitcoin stash through a bankruptcy estate, ultimately failed in its bid to delay the sale. So basically they're saying, no, this is our Bitcoin. You can't sell it, much less even say that it's yours. As noted, the group had issued a Freedom of Information Act request seeking the identity of individual X, who initially surrendered that Bitcoin, but the effort was also proven unsuccessful. So basically someone came in here and, voluntarily handed over this Bitcoin that was supposedly part of the Silk Road dark web marketplace. Probably the FBI or state marshals or U.S. marshals found this person and said, hey, give us the keys or you're going to jail for 30 years. They go, yes, pal, it's all yours. Here's the keys. So the DOJ in its argument before the court cited Bitcoin's price volatility as motivation for seeking a quick sale of the seized assets. Seems like the DOJ is trying to time the market here. Blah, blah, blah. So the decision has paved the way. The update comes comes after the U.S. Supreme Court refused to hear an appeal challenging the seizure of the Bitcoin stash. Of course, the U.S. government is not necessarily directly related to the courts, but it sounds like they're playing team sports there. The decision likely paved the way for the U.S. government to sell Bitcoin, which was valued at 4.4 billion at the time. This was back in October. So back then, it was worth 4.4 billion. Now it's worth what? 6.6 billion, 6.5 billion. So nice bit of gains there. U.S. Marshals Service is expected to manage the liquidation process, which, if confirmed, will be one of the largest sales of seized crypto in history. This is the dumbest thing the U.S. government could ever do. So it's not necessarily that the Biden administration has, this is just stupid internet gossip. No one ever actually looks at the story or the details or the data. They just want to get political about it, which I would encourage you guys, let's try to remember a time, let's call it 10 years ago, where less and less people thought about politics on a daily basis. Let's go back to that.